Welcome to a quiet journey into the forgotten corners of history. Tonight, we drift into the flickering firelight of longhouses in the north to explore the weird and wonderful sleep habits of the Vikings. This isn't the history you studied in school. No battles, no shouting warriors, just quiet moments after sunset. Because even the fiercest raiders had to close their eyes eventually. So, get comfortable. Sink deeper into your bed and let the stillness of the past guide you into gentle rest. Picture a Norse village over 1,000 years ago. Snow dusts the rooftops, the fjord lies frozen in moonlight, and pine trees whisper in the cold wind. Inside a wooden longhouse, a family gathers close to the fire. The glow reflects on worn faces, woolen cloaks pulled tight. The air smells of smoke and hay. It is time to sleep. Beds were simple, wooden platforms lined with straw, covered in animal skins or woven wool. No mattresses, no feather pillows. Instead, some used bundled cloth, others rested their heads on carved wooden blocks, hard but familiar. And they weren't alone. Cows, goats, and chickens often shared the space. Their body heat kept the longhouse warm. Sleep was a group event. Intimate, no privacy, just breathing, snoring, and the quiet crackle of the hearth. But here's where it gets curious. Vikings didn't sleep through the night like we do today. They followed something called segmented sleep. First sleep for a few hours after dusk, then a natural waking period known as the watch. During this quiet hour, some would pray, others whispered. A few stepped outside, gazing at the stars, or listening to wolves far off in the woods. Then they'd return to bed and begin their second sleep. It was a rhythm, a pause in the dark, a breath between dreams. To the Vikings, sleep wasn't just rest, it was a doorway. Dreams were messages, signs from the gods, a whisper from Odin himself. Some believed dreams told the future, others thought they were journeys across worlds. To invite these visions, Vikings placed talismans beneath their beds, small runes, feathers from ravens, Odin's sacred birds, slivers of silver. They hoped to dream with purpose. But sleep could also be dangerous. There was the mare, a shadowy spirit believed to cause bad dreams. It would sit on your chest, pressing the breath from your lungs, leaving you terrified and frozen. From this spirit, we get the word nightmare. To protect themselves, Vikings hung charms above their beds. They chanted soft spells before sleep, little poems, whispers to ward off the dark. Because in the world of the Norse, even sleep had enemies. Now, imagine a Viking longship. Far out on the open sea, the waves roll gently. The sky is deep and dark. There are no beds, no fire, no roof. They slept in shifts. One group rests, another steers, another watches the horizon. Even in sleep, they remained alert, prepared for anything. Winter. Scandinavia saw only a few hours of daylight. The sun barely rose. The world stayed dim and frozen. Vikings adapted. They slept more, sometimes napping during the day, letting darkness wrap around them like a blanket. Sleep became flexible, a shelter from the cold. Inside the longhouse, they passed time with stories, crafting, and quiet. The fire never died, and sleep came often like gentle tides. But in summer, the sun barely set. Endless daylight filled the sky, and sleep became rare, scattered. Vikings worked longer, rested in brief bursts, a nap beneath a tree, a moment of peace on a grassy hill. They followed the rhythm of the land, not the clock, not the calendar, just nature's pull and their own instincts. Now, let's drift further through time, to ancient Rome. There, people napped every afternoon, a daily rest called meridiatio. At night, many followed the same segmented sleep pattern, waking after midnight to read, write, or talk to the stars. In ancient Japan, sleep was spiritual. People slept on tatami mats with wooden neck rests. Dreams were seen as messages from ancestors, and monks practiced lucid dreaming to explore deeper realms of thought. In medieval Europe, beds were grand if you were noble. Curtains, heavy blankets, thick stone walls. But even then, people woke in the night. Some to pray, some to think, some just to listen to the stillness. What do all these cultures have in common? They slept with the world. They listened to it, adapted to it, shared it. No alarms, no anxiety, just instinct and rhythm. They welcomed the night instead of fighting it, and maybe there's something in that we've forgotten. So now, let us return to that quiet Norse home. The fire is low. The snow outside has stopped. A child turns in their sleep, beside their mother. The animals breathe gently. The wind hums outside. A man stirs, whispers a soft prayer, and returns to sleep. The second sleep begins. And now, dear traveler, let the Vikings rest. Let the Romans dream. Let the monks drift into stillness. And you, too, can follow them into sleep. History isn't always noise and motion. Sometimes it's a quiet room, a glowing hearth, a slow breath, and a gentle voice in the night saying, "Sleep well, you're safe." Good night.